Please drink responsibly.
Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. Before we enjoy our Thanksgiving meal, Tony, let's take a moment to pay proper respect to the turkey.
Well, this is awkward.
Oh, I guess it is.
Yes. This is awkward.
What are you doing?
Why don't you pay me proper respect?
How do I do that?
Why am I the only one who dresses up? Why don't you dress up?
Because you like being a clown.
And you don't?
No.
People say you're a clown. You may as well dress
I'm
up.
next to you.
Yeah, you should
That's
dress
why.
up. Get in the spirit of a holiday.
I'm in the spirit.
Welcome to our PTI Thanksgiving special, boys and girls. In today's episode, stuffing, mashed potatoes, rollades. But we begin today with the big NFL slate on Thanksgiving Day, a gift so you don't have to talk to your family. Minnesota plays at Detroit, the Chargers go to Dallas, and the New York Football Giants close out the day right here in Washington, D.C. against the Redskins. Wilbon, which one team needs to win the most?
Well, two games we're going to dismiss because they're dogs. Oh, they're turkeys. Washington and the Giants. You know, sometimes that's a game. Not this year. Get it out of here.
Okay.
And it's too bad. That's the grand finale. That's the prime timer.
Okay.
You're ready for some pie and some ice cream. You don't want to talk to your family. Now you got to talk to your family. The Cowboys, the Cupcakes, playing the Chargers. Get that out of here. That's also two napping teams that mean nothing and aren't getting to the postseason. Leaving us with the two teams in the great Midwest, far off I-95, Detroit and the Vikings. The Detroit Lions can close to a game of the Minnesota Vikings. The Packers and Bears are nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
They play for a division title down the road, but this sets it up. So the answer is the Detroit Lions.
So I'm going to try and do this logically without the vitriol that you bring to this particular
Thanksgiving,
table.
bring vitriol.
Okay. The Redskins and the Chargers are both 4-6.
Get out.
If they lose, they're done.
Out.
So it is a critical game
So
for
what?
them.
Get them out.
All right. Nothing can save the Giants.
No.
They don't really matter at this point. And one game will not really hurt Minnesota either way. So that leaves me with Detroit and with Dallas. Dallas is problematic. If they lose this game, they're 0-3 without Ezekiel Elliott, and I think
they
you
can't
agree.
win without him.
That's right, and they would lose faith in their
He's a
ability to win.
catalyst.
So I come to the same conclusion.
Thank you.
Through a different route than
Thank
you
you.
do. I come to the conclusion that Detroit has the doesn't have the most to lose, but has the most to gain.
Yes, at home,
Although,
in a traditional Thanksgiving game.
That's
First
right.
of all,
They're two traditional
the
games.
San Diego Chargers, I don't want to see the Chargers in Dallas.
Right.
Put the Redskins or the Giants or the Eagles in Dallas on Thanksgiving Day.
they're the L.A. Chargers, just so you know.
San
And by the
Diego.
way, there are some small things, like Ben McAdoo, if he wins, he might be able to save his job down the road.
No, he can't.
You know, and the Redskins have their last 6 games are against very light
You're talking about a
competition.
dog
But it's
game
Detroit.
between two dog teams. Stop it. Give me some Vikings and
Our friend who we went to dinner with last night is doing which game?
Al. He's doing that dog game.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
He's our friend.
Yeah, he's bigger than that game. The new college football rankings are giving us nothing, Tony. More vitriol from me. Miami switching places with Clemson is their only tinkering. As a result, we have to play what if, as in what if number 1 ranked Alabama loses Saturday at Auburn, which certainly seems possible since Auburn is ranked number 6. One would think Alabama would fall behind undefeated Miami and Wisconsin, and perhaps as far down as 5 or 6. With all that in mind, Tony, should Alabama still make the playoff even if the Tide loses at Auburn?
Absolutely, because they would finish their season before a bowl game at 11-1. And they would have the best loss of all the one-loss teams, because they would lose to a team in Auburn that would have, in basically successive hard games, beaten 2 number 1s, beaten Georgia. And beaten Alabama.
What do
And
you do with
Alabama
Auburn?
would be losing on the road.
What do you do with Auburn?
Oh, Auburn moves up.
Well, suppose Georgia wins the title game.
Okay, then Georgia gets in with Alabama. You know where I'm going with this.
I know you got to have all 4 SEC teams.
No, just 2. But I think what will happen is the loser of Miami and Clemson, I believe, is going to be out. But still, if there's 2 SEC teams in there, the team with jeopardy is Wisconsin.
Then you know
they
what?
have jeopardy.
You know what? Then the college football playoff can go to hell. If you're going
More
to put
vitriol.
a 2-loss team,
They'll win the SEC. Yep.
one
Best
more
conference.
time,
2 losses.
a 2-loss team
That's
over
right.
an undefeated team, then take it and get out.
Now, honestly, I believe that if Wisconsin finishes undefeated, I believe they will be in because they're a Power 5 conference and they're undefeated.
They should be in.
I think they will be in. But it won't be because of their resume, because their resume is not going to be as good as some one-loss teams, including, for argument's sake, Alabama, and including Oklahoma and Clemson.
Keep this in mind about the SEC teams. And it's the best conference. I'm not going to argue that. They play one fewer conference game than the Big Ten, which automatically strengthens our team's schedules.
I understand.
When you play Wofford and St. Leo in the middle of November, don't tell me about their resume.
Well, Wisconsin played garbage Ahula in its first 3 games. I mean, you would concede. Will you at least concede that Alabama with 1 loss would be the strongest? Had the strongest loss.
Yes.
The strongest loss.
I would concede that, but don't tell me Wisconsin's in jeopardy with 2 loss teams. I don't want to hear that.
I didn't tell you the person inside the suit.
I'll carve your turkey butt
Kevin Sumlin is the head coach at Texas A&M today. He will be the head coach on Saturday when Texas A&M plays LSU. But according to the Houston Chronicle, Sumlin will be fired after that game, win or lose. And that's how Sumlin learned of his firing. Not from anyone at A&M. Kevin Sumlin's overall record at A&M is, 51-25.
Yeah.
Wilbon, Mr. Vitriol, what is Texas A&M doing?
I got plenty more. The SEC schools as a group are an embarrassment. They're not even schools. They're farm systems now. And all they do is look and see Nick Saban, and you think, I got vitriol? They get so angry that Saban does this year after year that at every school, if you can't beat Saban, they go, get out. You're fired after a couple of 3 years.
He beat Saban once with Johnny Manziel.
But you know what I'm talking about here. They fire people because they don't surpass Nick Saban. And so Texas A&M, like all just about of the other SEC schools, maybe not Vanderbilt, they seem to serve at the whim of the football program.
Or Kentucky.
And Kentucky's not even paying attention. So it ought to be embarrassing, but I'm sure it isn't. And they're pro programs, Tony. They are just feeders to the pros, and if you can't catch Saban, you too will be fired.
So let's go through this again. He's 51-25 in conference. He's 25-22 in the conference we would agree is the hardest conference in America.
Yes.
The only teams with better records during his tenure there are Georgia, LSU, and Alabama. But, to your point, both Georgia and LSU have fired coaches.
Yes.
So if you're that good in a conference like the SEC, and you still stand to be getting fired, there's something crazy there. So maybe there's more with Kevin Sumlin that we don't know about? Because I don't understand this.
Here's the more.
Do you get it?
Yeah, they think it's their birthright. It's called being Nebraska. And what happened? This is what I hope happens to all these schools. They fire people who are really darn good coaches who don't win a national championship. What happened to Nebraska? Nebraska looking for his 3rd coach after getting their butt kicked by 53 times this season. I hope this happens to Texas A&M. I do.
He's too good for this to happen. He's too good. I don't care if his record's bad this year.
Mark Richt was too good for this to happen.
Look at Mark Richt this year.
Yeah.
And by the way,
they get what they deserve.
And we think the Arkansas guy's going out.
That's right.
And the Ole Miss guy went out.
Sadly, Tony, we cannot get LaVAR Ball out of our show.
That's because you like him. He's your boy.
Vitriol.
He's your boy.
That's because last night before the Lakers beat the Bulls in L.A., Daddy Ball told Bleacher Report that the Lakers coaches, quote, are soft. They don't know how to coach my son, close quote. Luke Walton, bless him, was complimentary of Daddy Ball's daddying, but said, quote, we are not concerned with what parents think of how we are coaching the team, close quote. Tony, what do you think of the way Walton and his staff are handling Lonzo Ball and his loudmouth father?
So let's review this for a second, the LaVAR Ball quotes. He goes, I can coach Lonzo. Look what I did. What is it? Let me get this on. I can coach. Look what I did with Lonzo Ball. I should coach the Lakers. What he is saying is hire me and fire Luke Walton. So Luke Walton comes back, praises him, and then says, we're not concerned with what parents say, which is the same way as saying shut up. And the important thing to note here is that Luke Walton is the son of a very famous and very outspoken dad himself. But Luke Walton's dad actually could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one. He actually could.
No, Luke Walton's dad cannot beat Michael Jordan one-on-one.
He was the greatest player in the country.
In college?
Yes.
Yeah. Michael Jordan went on to
he was the greatest player in the pros for a short period of time, then he got hurt.
You know what? I mean, Daddy Ball is so delusional. You know that's why I don't like his name to be mentioned on this show. Because it's just sort of, you know, you're chasing, the dog chasing your tail all the time when the moment you introduce him. Lonzo Ball, I think, is having a solid rookie season despite the shooting.
Can't shoot.
Tony, there are other things than shooting. He rebounds. He's getting better defensively. He's not good yet. No. He assists. Tony, his team won last night. His team was hanging around 500. No, and you know what else he's doing?
I get that.
Unlike Ben Simmons, who is a much better player.
30%.
Tony, fine, he can't shoot yet.
Well,
he ain't the first.
You got to get better.
You know what he's doing, unlike other rookies who go to Philly? He's playing. He's not redshirting. He's out there now.
Don't sugarcoat this too much, because you end up, a guard that I like a lot is Ricky Rubio. But if you can't shoot and you can't score and you can't get to the line, it doesn't help you. Lonzo Ball will get better, but he's not good yet.
Who says he's good yet?
His father.
Well, paying attention to him.
Shohei Ohtani, the Japanese Babe Ruth, is now free to play Major League Baseball here. He can sign with any team he wants, but because he's coming now, the most money he can get in a signing bonus is $3.5 million. And he is likely to play for the Major League minimum of $545,000 next year. Wilbon, do you admire his desire to play against the best competition, even though he's way behind most everybody in financial reward?
Admire? No. No, I get why he apparently wants to do it. Good for him. Good for him if he wants to do that. I would not be advising anybody that I would say related to do that.
Because you wait a couple of years and you can get a lot more money.
I think LaVAR Ball would be setting up that situation for his counsel. So I don't admire him. I'm curious to find out if he is going to be able to justify, talk about the hype. He is not the most hyped Japanese professional baseball player to come over. There have been more. I mean, to me, Ichiro was the most hyped, and he delivered.
Well, he absolutely
delivered greater
delivered.
than anybody.
He absolutely delivered. He's the one.
What is he going to do? Is this guy, does he want to be an outfielder and then pitch every fifth day?
I think he wants
Does he want to be a DH in the American League, or should he hit as a pitcher in the National League where you get more at-bats? There's so many interesting possibilities here, Tony. I'm curious. Admire, that's going a little too far for me.
I admire the fact that he wants to get over here as quickly as he can. I do admire that. And if he takes financial hit, he takes financial hit. But we have been down this road before, particularly with Japanese pitchers. They are said to turn baseball on its ear, and they're not all that good. I remember Hideki Arabu and Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Is that good? Who's 100%?
Well, they are advertised as Clayton Kershaw. Now, Yu Darvish has been very good, but he was very bad in the World Series. Nomo was a good player. In terms of hitters, Ichiro's it. Ichiro's a Hall of Fame guy. He's a Hall of Fame guy. So would I love to see this kid come over here and be good at hitting and pitching?
Matsui was pretty good.
Yeah, with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't get the delivery on the promises most of the time.
We get about the same percentage as we get on other players.
Do you have any idea where he wants to play? Because he could play anywhere. You have any idea?
Well, first of all, it won't be about finances.
No.
It'll be about what your lineup looks like, what you think. If you're going to deliver on this potential to be Babe Ruth, and by the way,
you got to go to New York? So you got to go to New York?
No, we didn't have to go to New York.
Rabu went to New York and was called a fat toad.
By his own.
God, I just looked at myself in the camera. This is bad. Let's take a break. But coming up, our turkeys of the year. Among those who... Welcome back to the PTI Thanksgiving special. It is time to select our turkey of the year. Mike, explain our criteria.
For the 16th straight year, no criteria.
That's right. We'll know it when we see it. Let's roll the tape.
Roll it.
Winter golfer icebreaker. Oh, what an idiot.
Look
at that guy.
He did go through.
Yeah, it's terrible. He's an idiot.
We're going to presume he was saved.
I don't know.
Idiot,
I don't
but
know if
not
worth
a turkey.
it. Charles Oakley, garden scrapper. Oak in a gots to go.
Toughie, but not. You going to call Charles Oakley a turkey?
Gots to go situation. Michael Jordan, mixed up motivator. Listen.
Nothing but best. The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen.
Everybody knows the ceiling.
That's your account. That is absurd.
We don't have no water.
Antonio Brown post-game preener. Tomlin is talking, saying keep a low profile. Does that look like a low profile?
So far, these guys are all sort of objectionable and annoying. We haven't had Lane Kiffin. Where's Lane Kiffin?
Dylan Brooks, flagrant fouler. Come on, even Vlade would be embarrassed.
That's the worst flop of all time.
Terrible.
He may be
Tim
on the list.
Zaleski, punt whiffer.
Yeah, but he had people running out. Wait a minute. We have no Lane Kiffin. We have no LaVAR Ball so far.
Marshawn Lynch, double bird flipper, and ref shover. You know what?
I like that.
Someone call a cab for this guy.
He should not even be fined for that. He shouldn't.
Really?
The double bird?
Call a cab.
Huh?
Youth coach, ball blocker.
This is just funny.
Horrendous.
He probably
Get this guy out of here.
Drill with no shooting.
J.R. Smith.
He's the leader.
Your boy, distracted defender. He's just shaking hands. Will, but as your accountant, what is he doing?
He doesn't want to defend. He doesn't need to let LeBron
Wayne
do
Shaw,
that.
gorging goalkeeper. He's on the bench. He's on the squad. Looks like a sumo. You like that guy?
It looks like a meat pot. There's no Kiffin, no Ball, and no Jay Cutler. What are you doing?
Match point misser. This is how she loses. Look at this. Oh, no, that's the match.
The light got in.
That's
now
the match.
We're teasing people we shouldn't be teasing.
Russell Westbrook, dribble forgetter. What is he doing? He's just walking the ball up.
Steps.
He's the MVP. What are you doing? It's terrible.
Did they call travel?
Terrible, yes, of course they did.
Oh, that time. One fewer step, they wouldn't have called it.
D'Angelo Russell is next. Possession punter. This is such a clown move,
and they
bro.
traded him.
No wonder you hate that guy.
Magic thought he was a turkey. Told him to get out.
Here's your boy, Buddy Hield. He's a jump jammer. Ooh, where did he learn that from? Chris Paul?
What is this theme?
Where did he learn that from?
Don't say that.
Yeah,
he was trying to get around the screen.
Sidney Crosby is next. He is a package poker.
Okay, enough of this.
Where did he learn that from?
We got
Chris
some really distracted producers.
Was that Chris Paul?
Yeah, because he's on skates.
Next up is Brad Marchand. He is a man zone mangler. Wait till we get to this.
I'm going to walk out on this.
I'm
going to walk out on this video.
Chris Paul working overtime this year. Now we got Josh Jackson, a first pitch flyer. Look at that. Look how terrible that is.
Nobody's man zone.
That's like Connor Barth, Wilbon. That's your boy, wide right. Orlando Calixte. He is a wild thrower. He sails this. I don't even know if it stays in the park. Look at this.
Look at that.
That is out of here.
That's the lead. Shows the ball is juiced.
Jurickson Profar is next. He is a base hit boaster. Oh, but you're out. Hey, Dopey.
Melina.
You can be thrown out. Melina's got a gun.
That's a great gun. Not as good as my man.
Now we
Wilson
have
Contreras.
a softball umpire and a phantom outcaller. Look at this.
As long as we are not getting any man or other
What
zone.
are you looking at? Blue? Huh? Now we have Joe Harding, a decked dancer. I want you to watch the guy to the left.
This is great.
Oh, kicked in the head. Count him out,
baby.
baby.
Counts him like 5 times.
Count him out.
Before Blue can get on the mat and stop
Cooper
it.
is next. He's a premature celebrator, and he's your boy. He's a Chicago Bear.
This was awful.
Oh, this is how terrible is that?
We've had a couple of bad moments in end zones this year.
And finally,
and
I know you love this, we have Tiger Woods, and he is an underdressed impersonator. He's the Mac Daddy Santa, to which I say, do not come down my chimney.
I'm very disappointed.
Do not.
No Lane
Yeah, you
Kiffin,
said that 5 times.
No Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, you said that 5
no
times.
Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Those are your turkeys of the year.
You don't have LaVAR ball.
Year.
LaVAR ball.
Who did I say?
What?
I didn't say Lonzo. I didn't mean Lonzo.
I think
LaVAR.
Dylan Brooks, that flop was horrendous.
That was a bad flop. He's not turkey of the year.
That was really bad.
Pick between
That's it.
By Sky Vodka. Make every day. Please drink responsibly. Part of Happy Hour.
Happy time, people. Happy 50th birthday, Boris Becker. The 3-time Wimbledon champion has reportedly fallen on hard times financially. In a recent story in the British tabloid The Daily Mirror, Becker soft-pedaled his monetary woes, but said he no longer considers himself German. Now he wants to be buried in a cemetery down the street from the famed All England Tennis Club, not anytime soon, we assume.
He was so great so soon.
Yeah,
won Wimbledon
teenager.
at 17, Tony.
Teenager.
But like McEnroe, couldn't win the French. You know, those guys were so great, but they didn't get the career stamp, couldn't win the French.
Happy anniversary, Odell Beckham Jr. Around this day 3 years ago, you made this crazy 3-finger touchdown catch in a Giants loss to the Cowboys. Beckham has missed virtually the whole season with injury, but with all the noise he creates, much of it self-serving, when you see this catch, you tend to believe it's all worth it.
I guess, but the Giants now are just a waste of time. He's not there, and there's no reason to want to see that team play.
Happy trails to the Nathan Peterman era. Buffalo head coach Sean McDermott announced today that Tyrod Taylor would go back to his role as starting quarterback, and Mr. Peterman would go back to his role as backup quarterback. McDermott said, quote, "It's the right thing for our team." It was the right thing last week, too, but McDermott didn't understand that and left Peterman out there to dangle and then implode like the Georgia Dome.
If you're in that locker room, how could you take the coach seriously? And how come you didn't mention David Cassidy passing away?
2 omissions, 3 with David Cassidy. The
Man.
Chiefs signed Darrelle Revis. Tom Brady missed practice day with an Achilles injury, but is expected to play Sunday in Miami. Really quick.
Was he going to rub some avocado juice
Louisville
on it?
won't allow top basketball recruit Brian Bone to play. Will allow him to transfer. Your thoughts?
He's the guy who allegedly got like $100,000. I understand it. Giannis Antetokounmpo is out tonight. Suns game, he's got knee soreness. That's a big deal, isn't it?
If it's chronic, if he's out all the time. Patrick Beverley of the Clippers had knee surgery, expected to miss a significant amount of time. Big loss?
Yes, because the Clippers, they could lose their 10th straight, and they've got players falling. I hate that. Egg Bowl tomorrow. Ole Miss at number 14, Mississippi State. Who you got?
I got Mississippi State. Last one, Warriors and Thunder tonight. What do you expect?
Tony, the Thunder, they've been giving away some big leads. I expect a big lead, and I expect Golden State to chase them down. How about you? I expect you to eat.
Yeah, we're going to eat all this food soon. We're out of time. Try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Cornage.
I don't want that pumpkin pie, sweet potato pie, nothing at all. Mike Wilbon here. We're off until Monday. Enjoy the long Thanksgiving weekend, knuckleheads.
Brock Purdy of Gilbert, Arizona. Shout out. I'm going to eat the beef here.
The beef.